If you would ask me a year ago if I was going to be sitting here with you right now and doing this, and I'd be like in my, just in literally my socks, no shoes. Comfort zone. Like, I would have never believed you. I would have been like, no, that's never going to happen in a million years.
You know what? You guys had over 100 trucks at one point.
Almost 100.
Almost 100.
Yeah. For 3 consecutive years.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is 3 consecutive years.
And we started off with 1 truck. In 2012, we started off with 1 truck.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We started off with...
So you're not rich with some money?
No. Unfortunately, no. I don't have daddy's money. I'm sorry. No.
Oh, what's going on with the truckers? So this is a very appreciated interview. It's not easy when you talked about your company, something that's very personal, and when things happen and they get out there. And so it's one of those things where, I did do a video where drivers were emailing me stating, that potentially there could be some issues. Some drivers were nervous. And so I made a video. Mother truckers, according to what is at public records right now through the Pacer, it shows that Angie's Transportation LLC has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, a Chapter 11 bankruptcy is not a Chapter 7 where they're shutting down. They are reorganizing. So I think this is a strong lady. I don't think that she's going to just lay down and die. I think she'll do everything possible to save her company. But I'm just letting you know, if you're thinking about working here, look up these public records and see what's going on. This is my friend Dean, and also the president and CEO of Truckers Paradise out here in Gainesville, Texas. Now, this is something cool, and you guys know I'm not always a part of everything, but this man right here got this outlet center and got all this parking and is doing it free for you guys. And you're going to have your grand opening June 28th through the 30th, and I'm going to come out just to support, Can you tell people a little bit about what this dream is and why you're so crazy to do it?
Well, truckers, they get treated so much like second-class citizens.
Yeah.
And we've got to do something to change the narrative on that.
I love that.
So it's like we're gonna treat them like royalty. I only hire people that are going to smile at them.
Yeah.
And greet them, make them feel like they're at home.
Yeah.
Even make this their home base. So if they're on the road all the time, they don't have a home. This is their home.
And so, overall, I'll be over there. What exit is it?
501 North on Interstate 35. If you've gone to WinStar Casino, you've gone too far. Hey, I know you might want to go to the casino too, but turn around and come back 5 miles.
And we actually saw each other at the Texas Trucking Show. Actually, it was Mid-America Truck Show.
It was at Matt's.
Yeah, it was at Matt's.
In Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep. And then you came down to Texas Trucking Show with your brother.
Yes.
And we have a video at the end of this, talking about some really cool technology.
Yes.
That's going to help some drivers. And so, we came up with, hey, why don't we just talk about the whole thing?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, hi guys, my name is Angie, and I am the owner of Angie's Transportation in St. Louis, Missouri. We started the company back in 2012. So we've been in business for almost 15 years, and we are primarily a refrigerated trucking company. We're about 80-90% reefer and about 10-20% dry van. And then 3 years ago, we started Road Lights, which is a safety lighting company for commercial vehicles. And that's my shirt that I'm wearing today.
There you go.
So yes, sorry about that, but yeah. So right now we're doing Angie's and also our new passion project, Road Lights.
Job title. What job title? You and your brother together, but as CEO, is that what we got going on?
I really don't like.
You don't like that?
I don't like titles, no,
Right.
because I don't know. I like to stay humble. And like today I'm CEO, but tomorrow I'm janitor. Today at the conference I was barista. So
right.
I don't know. I'm everything in trucking.
Right.
We all wear many hats. I guess, but the main purpose and the main thing is I love safety. That is my passion. Ultimately, my passion is safety. I am a certified safety director. I've been doing, when we were a smaller trucking company, I was the safety director for us until we hired a safety director, Nicole. But that ultimately is my passion, is safety, and I think that's what led to Road Lights as well. But yeah, no titles.
It's one of those things where it's like you have to be humble, where one day you have to wear one hat versus the other.
And it's not glamorous. And yeah, you're absolutely right. That's how we got into it. My dad was a truck driver. I grew up with my dad on the road. I would go with my dad on the road. My dad had a long-nosed Pete. He started at Swift as a company driver, owner-operator, and then he started his own company. And like I said, I grew up with him on the road, and that's how we got into the business and learned everything. And this is Angie's. That was my first baby, and now Road Lights is my second one.
Yeah. So, for all the drivers and listeners and all your drivers, because how many drivers do you guys have now?
So we have downsized. We were at almost, at our peak, we were almost at around 100 trucks. And we recently, this past year, we downsized to right now, we're at about 50.
Okay.
And I think that's our sweet spot too. I'm like, this is our sweet spot, and I'm happy to be there as we also focus on Road Lights. So I'm comfortable where we are. This is, we can make sure we're giving our drivers all the attention that they need, because also when you get bigger, as you grow and you go through those growing pains, it's hard to take care of every driver. It's hard to stay on top of it. Things can get out of hand really fast, and things can happen, a lot of miscommunication, and then you can't service your drivers as good as you can, and your customers are your customers, but your drivers are also your customers, and you have to try to make them happy. And I think that's, one of the things that also happened with us was we grew, and, your drivers who are your customers, now you're having a hard time servicing them and keeping all of them happy as well.
What are we telling them?
We're not going anywhere, baby.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, trucking is my life. I just can't picture myself doing anything else. And we're not going anywhere. I have no plans on leaving this industry. And I'm not giving up on my drivers. I'm not giving up on my customers. It's just not happening. And then the more conferences I go to, today, I was really bittersweet when I was looking around, and I was like, man, I'm so proud of the industry I'm in. I'm like, this is the backbone of America. This is not glamorous by any means. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I love this. This is the backbone of America. These people, everyone in this industry is a hard worker. Yeah. And people, I think in this day and age, forget, they get a little bit, people want to work less, and people get kind of entitled and all this and that. But I'm like, I look around the room and I'm like, these are some of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life, and just this industry, and this is what's keeping America moving. Yeah. And I have so much pride, and that keeps me motivated and going. And that's literally what keeps me motivated and going, is looking around the room, seeing these people, and knowing like, we got to keep going. Like, we cannot give up. We can't stop. We got to do this. And
so now you're finally, you're getting out of the weeds. You're getting, you got out of your bankruptcy, Chapter 11, which means that you're just moving things around, by the way, for people that don't know what that means. You're restructuring.
I mean, all the biggest companies in the country, they'll file a Chapter 11. A lot of big companies do. Even companies that they might be one of the most financially stable company. And I've talked to people, they're like, okay, we're super financially stable, but they're like, every chance we get, we do an 11, because like, we want to restructure, we want to refinance, we want to just get like a clean slate and take a pause on everything, take a greater look and a picture. So it's not always negative too. It just means you're taking a pause and you're restructuring. And if you can't do that, then it ends up being a 7, where you do have to wind down and you do have to close your company, and ultimately you hope that doesn't happen.
Right. I hear you. No, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And so, okay, for people that are going through this, because, let's be honest, it's really hard to talk about this for anyone's company. Yeah. And so she's brave enough to talk about this, so that if you're a small fleet as well, you could kind of learn. It sucks to kind of learn through someone else, but it's like there's not a video out there like this.
I agree.
So do's and don'ts, right? We talked a little bit about, you had 100 trucks.
Yeah. I don't want anyone to have to go through what I did either, because I had to learn too. I had no idea before we filed for bankruptcy for Chapter 11. I had no idea what that meant. Right. I never imagined I would go through something like that at this age in my life. And at this stage in my life, I never thought I would go through that. I didn't know what that was. Right. I was like, what is this? This was like new words, new this and that. So I had to research, and I'm calling lawyers, I'm talking to people, and I had to research and figure out everything the hard way. And I had no one to give me the answers. Right. And it was super scary. Like I think I was in denial too.
I can imagine though. Yeah. That's like anybody though, right?
Yeah, you're in denial. You're like, what do I do? Like what we're trying to do everything we can. We're trying to internally restructure. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is like the last resort. And we were so in denial. I was really in denial, because that scared me. That big B word, oh my goodness, it scared me.
Right.